Herzlich willkommen bei eines neues video, and today we're going to talk in English and not in German, but market is doing well. Bitcoin has reached 40k and we're going through the levels that you should be watching if you want to become an investor in Bitcoin and Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies, as the FOMO and the hype is getting towards levels not seen before. It's very comparable to what we've witnessed in 2017, through which the momentum is significant, and as the price is accelerating, everybody wants to jump into the markets out of FOMO. However, as an entry point, Bitcoin is just simply not there currently. The standard approach is there that people want to invest in Bitcoin when it's going up, and when the standard correction occurs of 25 to 35%, nobody seems to be interested, as then they are expecting it to go down. So you have to reverse that mindset and then you'll be fine. RSI on Bitcoin is at an all-time high, which means that the correction might be soon. So we're going to look at the levels to watch. But before that, we're going to continue with saying that you should subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, and earlier this morning, I guess it's an hour ago, after this, it's an hour ago, I've been on the radio show in the Netherlands for the first time. So that was really cool to do. The time wasn't really what I was looking for at 7:40 a.m. But hey, who cares? It was my first time on the radio, so it's really cool. Also, I'll drop by a link once that interview is somewhere released, so you can actually listen to it. Markets, Bitcoin, what we see, weekly time frame, vertical chart, not much to discuss on the levels here. Only level on the weekly that I find interesting is the 20k area. The other level that I find interesting is the 21 week MA. In general, that's just the only moving average that you should be aware of. If we get anywhere in the region of this 21 weekly MA in this zone here, or maybe even here, who knows, that is an entry zone to go for. We are currently quite far away from the 21 weekly MA, and the 21 weekly MA is often an indicator of support, as it's been used in the previous cycle a lot. So that's just the only moving average that you should be aware of. If we lose the 21 weekly MA, you're going to look at the 200 weekly MA, but that's probably not here as I'm using the Binance chart. That's true. So those two should be watched. Then we're going towards the 3-day chart. You can actually see that we've got some levels that we have been constructing in previous videos as well. 24k is a level that I'm interested in, and the area around 28k. In between, I don't see many more levels, but based on the weekly and the 3-day chart, those are the levels that I'm currently watching. If we check the daily, we can start adding another one, which is the recent area around 33.2. So those 4 levels are the ones to watch on a higher time frame if you want to become interested in cryptocurrency or in Bitcoin. And how to invest then? Just allocate something. You don't have to buy everything. Just start getting into it gradually. Don't buy everything because it's just going up and everybody says so that you have to buy, and everybody says it's going to 200 to 300k. That's true. It's very likely that we're going to head to that level in the next years, but it's going to be in waves. You can see that in every cycle and every move, there is that standard correction. So that I was on the radio is actually a signal that we are probably approaching a temporary top. Whether it is from this level, whether we've seen the top yesterday, whether we are going to 50k before we are correcting, I don't know. That's pure speculation. All I know that those are the levels that I'm currently watching for an entry. And that's also probably confluent with the Fibonacci tool. So I thought it's nice to share those levels in general. Based on the 1 hour, the lower time frame, we have been discussing this a lot. We can actually also add this low here, so this complete range between 28.5 to 30k is a support area. What we have been discussing is we had this construction which broke down, support held, another test, breakout, flip of this previous high for support, took the liquidity, then it starts to retest the previous level for support, and this OB has to grant support. What I've discussed yesterday in the live stream is that this scenario here is similar to the scenario that we have here. So the crucial area to hold is this support zone or the OB, anything that you want, but this area has to hold, and we have tested it twice now, which means that we are holding. If we want to continue rallying towards the next impulse wave in the next target zone, we can use the Fibonacci extension tool and define those levels, which are 42.7, which I've discussed a few days ago, and above there it's 46.5. In order to do that, we have to crack 39.7. However, the crucial area that had to hold here is currently holding. However, we have seen some tests already. So if we are going to get towards that support zone at 36k, the likelihood of retesting any of these regions is significantly increasing. So that's something you should be aware of. In the case of this breakdown and we're getting to any of these two zones, that is going to be your entry to get exposure towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and that is already 10 to 20% lower than the current price. Similar approach is there for Ethereum. Ethereum was accelerating quite nicely. All of the blue L, the charts are gone, which is fine. Ethereum was accelerating nicely. However, if you see such a move occur on the market, you're going to define those levels that are interesting on lower time frames and higher time frames. And that is the levels that you want to get exposure to the markets, given that those are just significantly lower than the level that we were aware of currently. What I mean by that is, if we construct the levels, we can actually see that the levels to watch are around $600, are around $500. Those are not going to be hit, but 600 to 700 is still on the tables. $900, that is confluent with Fibonacci in the previous high, are regions on a higher time frame. Then on a lower time frame, we actually stated previously that this 900 range had to hold for continuation, which it did. And in this surge up here, you could have defined those levels here from 980, 900 and 780. If you would have been a little bit more patient during that run and allocated money towards the levels that you have been watching, you would have bought significantly lower as the price dropped 25% intraday, which is granting you a bigger position. In this case, and I hope the chart is not gone, it is not. The level that had to hold after breaking down this trend was the area that I'm marking here. And what I've discussed on the live stream yesterday is the 1120 area, which is again a drop down of 14%. It's not much, but it is a very nice opportunity to buy again. Next to that, the crucial breaker to break through in further upwards momentum are these two levels. First one, 1217, second one, 1255. If these do not break and we're going to get a third test of this support, the likelihood that we are failing to continue the uptrend is increasing, and then you're going to look at this range, at this healthy correction towards this range here. If we do break those ranges or those levels, we're going to see a new all-time high. Finally, Ethereum, Bitcoin. We have been saying, okay, most likely we're going to consolidate after rejecting this resistance at 0.33 Satoshi. It is happening, and we've tested 2.9 already. I think we're going to consolidate a little bit more, but still the structure that we have here is eager to continue towards 0.6 and 0.8 at a later stage in this cycle. So, conclusion, watch for levels to enter on a lower and higher time frame. Start allocating slowly. The market is going crazy coming year. You should be allocating wisely, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And don't forget to subscribe.